RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, I'm here. Here I am. All right, guys, what's going on? This is Tara Devlin, unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you so much for hanging out. And we meet here. This is our regularly scheduled time. I have a hard time saying that word. Friday nights at 8:30-ish, in that vicinity. You can find us here at youtube.com/cfachannel/Tarabuster. And here comes the crew pouring into the chat room. Come on over and hang out and meet some of your new friends over here. And what am I going to say? Let's see. This show is available everywhere. If you like it, please become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. That will help keep the show going and growing. This is sort of like, Robin Kincaid calls her show conversational radio. It's kind of like that. That's it. We talk about the last days of the American Republic. Unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. And don't we need that right now, especially because look at what's going on. There's so many traitors running loose. And I don't know. I guess we'll just dive in. Well, also, I need you, if you can, to support APS Radio News. That's Charlie's site. And it's a media aggregate or network, another independent network of independent media people interested in news, current events. I mean, we certainly live in interesting times. So, and thankfully, you know what actually concerned me? You know what concerned me? I just saw something on Media Matters about, let me just look that up right now. Hold on. Right before we went on air, I saw that it's, first of all, what are edgelords? I forgot. Let me see. Let me look this up. A person who affects a provocative or extreme persona, especially online, typically used by a man. Edgelords, yes. I think Ron Placone had to explain that to me once, another time. But so I just saw on Media Matters that some of these right-wing sites, like Matt Walsh and Candace Owens, got demonetized off of YouTube. And of course, Matt Walsh also, the reason he got demonetized was because he's a hateful fascist transphobe who is, horrible. And so I guess they all fall into that category. Unfortunately, YouTube is, I guess they've lifted the restriction on lying about the election, which is pretty dangerous. But still, they I guess they still have the standard of not being attacking the LGBT community. But it's not that we do that here. The reason that it concerns me is because they are always looking to both sides, everything. So whenever this happens, they go after left-wingers too, for whatever reason. And this channel has gotten taken down before because who the hell knows? They never really say. That's the other thing with YouTube. They never really tell you. It's all, you can just speculate about it, and they'll give you a very long list of things that it could possibly be. And then it sends you to some other site with a really long list of of things that violate community standards or what the community standards are. But we don't, beat people up. I mean, do we? Actually, we got one of the strikes we got was for bullying. And I was like, bullying who? And I listened to the entire thing, the entire show that they said was bullying, and we didn't bully anybody, What do we? So that's what it concerns me. That, I mean, that's why I was really, we were talking about it on air too. I was like, is that bullying? Like calling her perjury traitor green? Is that considered bullying? Is calling them Trumpanzees? Is that what they mean by bullying? And then I appealed it, and they were like, yes, oh, no, your strike remains or whatever. So I was like, shit. So I'm not concerned with the fact that these assholes got shut down. Good. They're a bunch of hateful fascists who want people killed. And they really should. It's really true what we say, because I've been saying it for years, right? That they're not just dragging us back to rolling back the New Deal. They're rolling back the American Revolution, going straight to the Dark Ages. That's what they want. And they prove me right all the time. All the goddamn time. So, like, for example, let me just show you another thing right before I went on air. Here, I was looking at Twitter, which is something I do. Unfortunately, that pig man-child, no offense to pigs, but he owns it. Because, billionaires shouldn't exist, but there they are. And Matt Walsh was trending, as he often is, because he's a vile, I guess, I don't know, it's like, you notice how always the most disgusting among us get all the attention? It's not like a car crash, but I mean, they really are the vector of disease. I mean, that's a good way to think about them. They are the disease vector. They carry the disease and they spread it. And so Matt Walsh tweeted that, I guess this is why he's trending. Might be many other things, but he put out a tweet that said, it was about the idiots who poured paint on, what do? They to protest climate change, they poured paint on some I can't remember which painting it was, a famous painting, which I'm all for protest, and I'm all for, doing something about climate change, but that's just stupid. And you look like an ass, and it doesn't, you just look stupid. So he tweeted so in his response, it was, a serious society would amputate your hand and sentence you to 20 years in prison for this. And there you go, right? They cannot help it. A serious society is more like the Dark Ages. I guess that was pretty serious back then. You could be broken on the wheel. Why don't they just bring back the wheel? I often wonder that too. Republicans are all, they want to they're so tough, right? They're so manly, and they're bringing back this firing squad. That's what they're doing, because they can't kill people. They can't find the right drugs, because a lot of pharmacists aren't going to supply drugs that kill people anymore. They have, sort of like when, these Christian fascists think that they know what that you need. You don't need birth control or the morning after pill or something like that. Who's talking to me? Oh, it's the fucking phone. She just said working on that. That's why I was like, ugh. I didn't ask you anything. Siri. Isn't that annoying? But so what the fuck was I saying then? You know. Thank you. Siri is she's really useless. She sucks at the weather. I mean, basically, that's probably, well, the weather is pretty much the only thing she's good at. That's what I should say. But she sucks at everything else. She's useless. And, okay, yeah. Back to the dark. See, I fucking just lost my train of thought because of Siri. All right. Yeah, thank you, Matt, on the super chat, and thank you for your super chat, Matt. Matt writes, "I monetized Tara. Yes, she ain't no bully. She just tells the truth, and they think she's bullying." I like that. Yes. We'll be right back. And thank you for your super chat, JD. In pounds, lock 'em up. That's right. Lock him up. And throw away the key. And thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Lock him up. No, he says nothing, but I'm sure he's saying lock him up. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a moderator, Jim. You and Haiku are keeping it tight in that chat room. What the fuck was I saying about that? God damn it. So, yeah, Matt Walsh. Oh yeah. They're bringing back all kinds of different forms of execution because they think they're very tough. They are the opposite of tough. They don't seem to get that being brutal and, just because you have the ability to be brutal and merciless, and doing it, making being a brute, being a filthy fascist it betrays your weakness. It's like when Trump wanted to have a military parade in Washington D.C. How embarrassing! I would be embarrassed to be an American then. You don't do that. Strong countries don't have to parade their arsenal down the street. That's what little tiny tin pot dictators do. You need to be like, look at me. I'm a big boy. I'm gonna go boom boom. That's what Trump wanted because he's a fucking, I can't even curse right, but he is a traitor. He hates this country. He hates America. But, so when they want to bring back the Dark Ages, that's why I say there's all kinds of tortures they can bring back. And I don't even think that they wouldn't do it. And I often, as somebody who likes history, I think about the worst forms of execution that they had. My particular one of the worst would be broken on the wheel. Tie you to a wheel and then just hit you with a giant hammer again and again. Break your legs, break your knees, break your arms, break until you're just broken on the wheel. If they were merciful, then they'd, I guess, stab you, slice your throat. That's so strong, right? That's strength. Oh no, it would be weakness to show mercy. Excuse me. But what else? They also had what was that? Something about the cradle, where they put your butt on a very pointed pyramid, and then the weight of your own body would impale you. Yeah, strong stuff like that. God, this is how sick they are, but they proved me right. See, Matt Walsh is a very sick man. If maybe in some future incarnation of humanity, we'll all be able to read each other's minds, because I remember reading some book when I was young, and they were talking about aliens and how humans, if it was about how we would evolve eventually we'll just be like nothing but gas and telepathy, according to this book. I doubt it though, because we ain't gonna make it. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Look, perjury. Excuse me, I said her name wrong. All right, Junior. F off. F off. F off. Back to go to sleep. And so yeah. But like I say, am I ever wrong about them? I don't know what it is. I was sort of like I am the Jane Goodall of studying Trumpanzees, because they hate modern society, and they don't even realize it. You know, that's how, it's kind of unconscious. It is who they are. Sort of like, when I was a kid, I saw things, like I would feel bad. My mother told me a story that when I was little, it was raining and I brought the ants. I was looking at an anthill. I remember playing with this anthill, like giving them little balls of bread and watching them take it away into the hole. And then it started to rain, and I started scooping up all the ants into a cup, and I brought them into the kitchen, and my mother was upset. She's like, ants, ants. I was like, and I started crying. I was like, they're gonna drown. I made friends with them. I was upset, but anyway, whatever. That's now I just can't take it. I can't take brutality and stupidity and ignorance and indifference to everything's, it just seems so obvious to me. The problems that we have are because of this delusion that there's, that we're separate. You know what I mean? Like, we do need each other. We are each other's keepers. And I don't know. It's not that whatever. I'm not like a saint that walks among us, but we should be bringing out the best in each other and helping each other to the best of our ability. That's why, I wish they were Christian, but obviously they only use their Christianity as a bat to beat people up with, which is how you can tell they're not actual Christians. And if Jesus came back, they'd crucify him again. That's the other thing. I just saw right before I went on air, another thing, DeSantis saying that he wished he could have hung out with Jesus. Can you believe that? Of course. Him? This piece of dirt who tricks people. He's not even a border state. He's not the governor of a border state. He goes out of his way to torment migrants, immigrants, asylum seekers, desperate people who are, it's just their dumb luck that they have to be bordered with the United States, right? That maybe they could have been bordered with some civilized country, who knows? But they gotta flee somewhere, the failed states we helped create. Instead of meeting them with some semblance of compassion that Jesus actually told these fake Christians to do, right? When I was a stranger, you welcomed me. Well, how simple is that? Is that confusing? Is that confusing, Republicans? No, when I was a stranger, Republican Jesus tricked me, put me on a plane to nowhere without shoes, without information, in a land where I knew nobody, and vilified me. They politicized my life. They separated my babies from me. They laughed about it. And then they cried, "Build the wall, build the wall." Yeah, you want to meet Jesus. Yeah, he wants to meet you too. Got a word for you. Wait till Jesus gets a hold of you. Right? I wish there was a Jesus that would come back. I wish. Everything is a performance to these right-wingers. Jesus, look at this. Ron DeSantis wishes, I can't even take it. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth. These people have no shame. Ron DeSantis wishes he had been part of Jesus Christ's inner circle. Really? You scum. You say, I can't even, this is the thing. I need to talk to Trumpansies for a moment. Don't you have any dignity? Don't you see how you're being played? Are you an actual Christian? Well, no, I guess not. You're not. Because you wouldn't be a Republican. That's for sure. There's nothing in the Republican way that is Christian. That's why they have to cry about it so much. Just like they have to wear stars and eagles so much and proclaim to be patriots. Jesus Christ. During a 700 Club interview, Governor Ron DeSantis didn't exactly answer a question about what historical figure he wanted to have dinner with, but he did reach into theology to say who he would have liked to spend time with. Could I have been there with Jesus' disciples? He asked interviewer David Brody. I mean, these are people who, Peter is just fishing one day and all of a sudden this guy comes up to him, catches all the fish and says, you're gonna be a fisher. You want to be a fisher of men? I heard that line before at the South Beach Pier. Not me. I mean, my gay friend, my male gay friends told me about it. Come with me, DeSantis said. Give me a break. These shameless. And then these fake Christians, they all eat it up, too. And so these guys all went out and they dedicated their life to spreading the gospel. And they were all killed for it. They tried to kill John. And John ended up, being able to survive. Are these people, I mean, are they, how does anybody bear them? How? I can't. How do I share the same air with these people? Is this possible that there's just so many horrible human beings here. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. How do these people look at themselves in the mirror? There has to be another pathology going on. I mean, they got to be sociopaths, really. John ended up being able to survive, but I mean, the intent was to put him to death, too. And to talk about what that was like, to talk about what their impressions are. Is this even a coherent thought? Indeed. Many of the apostles died while proselytizing in places with other spiritual traditions. This is Ron DeSantis again. I look back at that and I would have loved to have been able to be there with them. Sure you would. So when the Romans came and they were like, hey, I got some gold for you. Tell me who your leader is. Yeah, give him a kiss on the cheek and that'll identify him. Yeah, sure. I need your gold. I got your gold. I got it. Yeah. And then we'll go out. We'll sell a lot of Bibles. We'll make a lot of what is that? A denarii. Gold. Oh God, I hate these people. I hate them with the heat of 1,000 blazing suns. Really. But anyway, all right, moving on. I didn't even expect to go there, but where do we begin? Where do we start? This is our regular Friday show, and we only have 2 hours, so where do we begin? Well, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Well, Trump is a traitor, and let me just tell you what I believe. And everybody's like, why did he do it? Why did he take these boxes? And they're making fun of him like he's just some kind of hoarder. He was the beautiful mind boxes that they laughed about. His staff, beautiful mind. Like he's got a beautiful mind. He's got the worst pus of a mind. I don't know. There must not be a God. If there, I don't know. Maybe the God is the devil, and whoever it is, put all the worst aspects of the human condition in one filthy blob, one filthy orange blob. It's almost unfathomable that one person can be so absolutely repugnant with no redeeming qualities. Even when you think about the most disgusting people in the world and throughout history, like Hitler, right? Think of Hitler. Hitler had a dog, right? He liked a dog, right? That's something. I mean, what else? There's no redeeming qualities there. But you could kind of identify that he liked a dog. What is it with Trump? Is there anything redeeming about that jerk? It's and the reason the reason the Trumpanzees like him, it's not, and this is why I wish the corporate media would do what I ask, please, and ask a follow-up question. When they say, I just love his policies. I love what he does. I love what he did. I do. He's the greatest. Well, what? What are you talking about? What policies you like? What policies do you like? You like when he stuck it to the libs? You like when he threw the tear gas at the protesters? That was the peaceful protesters. Then he unleashed the dogs and the cops on them so they could beat the shit out of the press. Is that what you liked? No, you like him because he's just as racist as you are. That's why they like him. He's just as small, tiny, ugly on the inside, right? And well, we're not talking about whatever. And racist, bigoted, stupid, gluttonous, as you are. You wish you could grab him by the pussy. You wish you could be as filthy as he is. Oh, and the other thing, I just wanted to say that I don't know if you saw the courtroom sketches that came out of his arraignment, or whatever they call it. Well, I guess it's the arraignment, right? When he goes and answers for his charges, pled not guilty. That's funny. And they really were they were very generous with those courtroom sketches, And I want to, let me see, sketches. Just wanted to show if I could find one quickly. Because they were not very accurate, though, I have to say. Oh, okay. He's getting criticism. Is that true? The courtroom sketch artist? Because I was like, what? They were a little flattering, really. And one of the sketches had, Trump was standing there and he had these, like, baby blue eyes. And I was like, that is the biggest piece of propaganda. Because here's the other thing, and we've talked about it before. He may have blue eyes, which is alarming, right? Because the reason it's alarming is because he's got dead eyes. Dead black eyes. So his eyes are blue, but they look dead. He's got the eyes of a filthy, gaping wound, black hole of narcissistic need and greed. He's got shark's eyes, you know? Dead shark's eyes. And yeah, there you go. Just a comment on that. He does. Look, we've looked at them before. Let us look again while we go to this break and come back. Something's slowing down. All right, we're back. Look at this. Those are dead effing eyes. Those are blue eyes? They look blue to you? They're dead. Yeah, you could see if you look kind of close. Are they blue? Are they really blue, or he made them blue? It doesn't matter. Let's get back to what actually matters. So let me... this is what I was going to say. People are saying that Trump, he took these boxes. He's a hoarder. He likes to collect things. He's... it's just the way he is. He likes to show things off. And then they were showing clips of him showing off Michael Jordan sneakers or basketball, like stupid tchotchkes for his grasping, grubby life of grift. And isn't that, charming? Yeah, but that's not why he took those boxes. He took them because he wants to use them as leverage. For example, and get money for them. He is a traitor to America, and he would sell his own mother if that meant he could get $1. So he went to this live golf thing, which is a disgrace that they are now absorbed into all the... Not that I watch golf, but it's kind of disgusting to watch these horrible dictator regimes get any PR or any, positive PR, or get anything from the American people. It's disgraceful and disgusting. And of course, Trump, who's all, will of course exploit 9/11 and victims of 9/11 and pretend and feign all kinds of anything. He'll feign feelings about it, but then he'll get right in bed with the filth, the Saudis. So. Anyway, but that's why he has them. And in fact, there are reports that when he went to meet with the Saudis for negotiating this live golf tournament, he brought the boxes with him. So wouldn't the Saudis like to see the, plans for military engagement in the Middle East, or what maybe the Iranians are up to, or, wouldn't they like to see that? Of course, that's what Trump is all about. Hey, hey, well, I can sweeten the pot here. Here's some classified information. And we know that Trump was famous for just blurting shit out. Like he did with the Russians, who, he's blurting out things that the Israelis were doing. Top secret military movements that the Israelis were up to. And he just blurts it out in front of Sergei Lavrov. These very, slimy people. Grifters like Trump. And those pictures of him with the Russian ambassador, of him, the back slapping, the glad hands, and the big smiles. Filth. That's what he's doing with the classified documents, and I hope it all comes out, because you better believe that the indictment is only the tip of the iceberg. They have more. More will be revealed when this dirtbag goes to court. And I swear to God, this is the other thing. This Eileen Cannon bitch. Judge bitch. She is unfit, of course. If she F's with this case, there needs to be some kind of, there has to be consequence. We can't just roll over. I've been hearing on the corporate media, they're like, oh well, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Well, really? Is this how democracy dies in America? Oh well, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Just gotta, eat your peas because some unqualified bitch is lording over this one of the most important court cases in American history. Why? That's just the way it is. It's sort of like, this is how Democrats are, though, right? That's how they are. Oh, well, I guess we just gotta take it. Just gotta not do anything about it. Don't say anything about it either. Like, that is driving me up the wall. Apparently, Joe Biden is, the directive is, we're not gonna comment on anything. Are you kidding me? If the shoe was on the other foot, you think the Republicans, any Republican in the White House, you think that they would not say anything about, their opponent and their trouble with being the trouble with traitors, their traitor trouble that they have. Are you kidding me? Oh no, they have to stay above the fray. No, it's that staying above the fray isn't working. Oh God. But yeah, well, you don't bring the silent treatment to a gun battle. Right? Oh, I'm not talking to you. You're not worthy of me even talking to you. It's really stupid. Let me see. Joe Biden. But I understand maybe Joe Biden. He should say something, though. He should say something like, I don't really want to comment. Obviously, I had nothing to do with this indictment. That's what he has to say, because the idiots are writing the script, and they're going to say the opposite anyway. Of course, they would call him a dictator and all this. They say, oh, Joe Biden's Justice Department, and it has nothing to do. I'm staying out of it. It doesn't matter if they don't believe him. He has to say it. And then he has to say, as we know, here in America, no one is above the law. And Trump will have his day in court, as we all would if we were similarly accused of stealing sensitive, top secret, classified documents that endanger our military. Okay? That could get people killed. That's what he has to say. He will have his day in court, as we all would if we stole classified documents that could get people killed. Unreal. And he has to say, yes, he has said he has nothing to do with the DOJ. He needs to continue to say it. Let me see. What is he saying now? Because I keep hearing that he's telling people not to talk about it. Uh-oh. No, you can't. What's the matter? I fed you. Oh, wait. No. Anyway, I can't find anything easy enough here. Well, anyway, all right, moving on. We'll talk more about it. So let's see. Because here, let me just say and remind everyone, we're dealing with traitors, outright effing traitors. Okay? And in case you missed it, I don't know, it's pretty alarming. This should be on every corporate media channel, and it really wasn't, all day. It was, of course, the Trump document, which is, okay, we need to talk about that, but there are other things, too, that we need to keep an eye on, but whatever. And the polls, that's the other thing, it gets me crazy, up in the polls, down in the polls. DeSantis, is he edging up, and how is Trump's polls now? Is the poll going down? Is the poll nobody move? It's his poll was the same as before the indictment, and the same after. What does that say? And Kevin McCarthy, nobody wants to challenge. It's like the same all night, all day, all night. No one wants to say anything. They don't want to lose any support. They're afraid. They don't want to talk. And then Chris Christie said something. Oh, he's the only one. He's breaking away. And Mitt Romney, he said something. Why can't the others say anything? Well, that's because they're living in this MAGA world, and they're afraid to upset the traitors. And they're all a bunch of traitors. It's all night, all day, all night. All right. Hold on. We'll be back to talk about the traitors. All right. So anyway, in case you missed it, on the day that Trump was indicted, the filthy fascists in the House of Representatives held a hearing, a fake hearing, because it wasn't an official hearing, and it was run by Matt Gaetz, the sexual predator who likes to pay underage women for sex, or girls for sex, by Venmoing them and writing tuition on the Venmo comment. All right. Go sit down now. So here's from the Washington Post. As Trump is arraigned, Republicans honor the insurrectionists. Can you believe this? This is what we're dealing with. That's why you can't stay silent with Republicans. You have to answer every charge. You can't leave anything up to the imagination. And then you have to repeat. Republicans are an insurrectionist party. Trump is a traitor. He is, he's a danger. He should never hold office again. Well, I do hope he's the nominee, though. Trust me, I really, really do. Because I believe he would be the shoo-in then. What the fuck, Tara? Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, here. There you go. See? Yay. Yay. Say hello. Good boy. Good boy. All right, let go of my chair. Let go. All right. So Donald Trump could not have asked for a nicer arraignment celebration during the very same hour in which the asshole surrendered to federal authorities in Miami. His Republican allies in the House were their most visible and official way yet, embracing as heroes and martyrs the people who sacked the Capitol on January 6th. Can you believe this? It's like I live in cuckoo land, and I do, and I envy you, JD. Could you ever imagine when we were watching January 6th unfold on that day, and it got worse and worse. And then the information came out. And then that asshole, Trump, doing nothing but encouraging it. Talking about how while they were chanting "Hang Mike Pence," he's tweeting, "Oh, Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what was necessary." This scum and his mob of scum. And we all thought, this is it. And even Lindsey Graham, right? He said, that's it. I'm out. I'm out of here. It was great. I had fun while it lasted. I loved giving you what I loved pleasing you. Trump, as a man, can only please a man. And a Republican at that. And now I'm cutting ties. I'm out. Right? Remember that, Lindsey? Let me see. But he was on, I thought I had it. He was on another news channel crying again. Oh, well, that was when. Remember he was crying about, there's a pile of crap. They're trying to harm him. They're trying to make him broke. They're trying to destroy the guy. They're trying to... I've never seen such a party, an entire party of so-called men who, I don't know how they stand up without spines. It's incredible. They're trying... Now Sean, he was on Sean Hannity. Son of a bitch, where is it? Now Sean. Oh, well, I can't find it. This is what happens when you don't have a producer. When you have a producer, that's a cat. They're trying to destroy him. I could probably find it. It's kind of worth the wait, really. They're trying to hurt him. They're trying to break him. They're trying to make him. They're trying to make him be... they're trying to make the laws apply to him, too. Sean, it's almost... It's like I'm living in some kind of bizarro world where rich white men have some form of accountability. It's a goddamn... It's like a weird, surrealistic nightmare I had one time where I wasn't a very powerful senator. I was just some kind of, sex worker. But I was also, and there was Trump. It was on 42nd Street, Manhattan, USA. And I was pleased. I was pleasing him. And I felt the angels sing. And I knew this was my mission. My mission is to please anyone that can give me money and power. Because money and power is pleasing to me. And I will get it in any way I can. And if that means making myself into a lick spittle, debasing myself, doing anything to make a mockery of spines everywhere, crying on command. For what? I mean, for this guy, this pustule that walks upright. I sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I say, what has become of me? What would my mama think? But I'm like, oh well, she's dead anyway, and I need money. I like the attention. I like crying. I like triggering the libs. And so I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm the perfect lick spittle. And wait, Sean. Wait, hold on. Here, it's almost. I found it. I found the damn thing I've been waiting for.
More. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is with us. I think I like this a lot. Maybe we should have Lindsey Graham. Let me finish.
Let me finish.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They call it whataboutism. That's the new favorite
Oh, they
phrase of the
call
left.
it. That's the new thing. No, it's kind of an old thing. It goes back to Stalin. You know, it's like it was a tactic that all these authoritarian dictators use. So it's nothing new, really. It's just that it's new here. It's with the new fascism. And the fact that you can't help using it because you are fascists. Come on. Oh, shit. How come I can't play the damn thing?
The media and Democrats.
Yeah.
Not whataboutism. Isn't it about equal justice and equal application?
It's not whataboutism. It's equal justice. Oh, okay. So you go into the courtroom, Lindsey, with your master, and it's like the human. What is that? The human caterpillar. It's like Putin. Who's in the middle? I guess Putin, Trump, Lindsey, and then all the Trumpanzees. But you go into court, and when the judge, Eileen Cannon, says whatever she's going to say, it's going to suck, I'm sure, but she'll say it. But you bring that in as your defense. But Hillary, but her emails, Your Honor. But Hunter Biden's laptop, Your Honor. But they got bleach. They bleached. What else do they say? Oh, they took a hammer. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, so what? I murdered that guy. Ted Bundy murdered a lot more. Look at that. Somebody murdered too. This guy, there's a lot of people murder. Nobody, I had the right to murder. That person, they deserved it. They needed to be murdered. I should know. Unreal. Be right back. Tara Devlin. All right.
Of our laws?
Well, number one, George Stephanopoulos had no idea what I was talking about.
I highly doubt that.
I might as well have been talking in Chinese. He didn't know that Hillary...
Hey, that's bullshit. First of all, George Stephanopoulos didn't. It's not that he didn't know what you were talking about. He was reacting to your complete debasing of everything that you seem to pretend to hold dear in the way of humanity, decency, dignity, democracy. That's what he was responding to. Of course he knows about, the Hillary's emails. Who doesn't? Who effing doesn't? We keep hearing it from you goddamn monsters. It's like a broken record on repeat. That's all they get. The other thing, we'll get to it when we get to it, because I wanted to. One thing I was noticing today, well, not just today, but every day, but you know how it's as if they all get the talking points. That's what's so goddamn tedious about them all. Every single one of them. But it's because they're so. It's like a circle jerk of corruption and filth and racism and everything that sucks, and they pick the talking points du jour, and then they just go round and around and around with them. And it'll be, now it's, well, it's been Hillary's emails for a long time, but it'll be something else. It's that, it's woke, it's, just like in the past, it was death panels and, whatever. But this is who they are. And they all talk about, and now, of course, it's trans people, grooming. That's the new one, right? Everybody's grooming. If you're not a gay bashing monster, you're a groomer. Because, gay people shouldn't exist and trans people shouldn't exist. And yes, they are, Republicans are fascists. So, okay.
Clinton's people took a hammer to a BlackBerry. He didn't know they wiped the emails clean.
Who cares?
He didn't know that.
Who cares? We're talking about your con man. And why don't you spend another $100 million investigating Hillary to come up with nothing? Back in the day, Kenneth Starr, with the Starr Report, they spent $25 million investigating Hillary Clinton, and they came up with nothing. You think they wouldn't have charged her if they couldn't? If they could, I should say. They weren't kidding around. That pinhead, what's his name? Trey Gowdy, put her under oath. She went under oath for 10 hours in front of the nation and didn't break a sweat. She was, they are so below her. And they never stop. They hate her. And she's just like trigger words. That's all it is for them. It's a bunch of trigger words they throw out there. Now they keep talking about Anthony Weiner, as if, we played it the other day. Perjury Trader Green said that Hillary put classified documents on Anthony Weiner's computer. Yeah, that's what she did. It's so, shut up. Why don't they get a job, Get a real effing job. You monsters. How much do you hate this country? This is how you behave? They know they're harming this nation. Oh, we're so divided. We're divided because of them. That's why we're divided. Everything about the right wing is to divide, because the ultimate goal is to destroy democracy. That's what it's about. Look at them. Look at their policies. Any foothold they get, they destroy democracy. And this is where we are. Look at their standard bearer. They're going to put that guy back in the White House if they can. This traitor, this unfit, immature man-child, this tax-cheating, draft-dodging, wannabe dictator con man, they want to put him back in the White House, despite the fact that he is unfit. He is so unfit. He's the most unfit, scummy pustule that ever squatted in the White House. And they know it. Lindsey knows it. But he has no dignity. He doesn't care. He wants the power. I don't understand how much they don't give a shit about this country and the people in it. How could you live like that? It's fascinating, but also horrifying. If I were in another country like JD, and I would be looking at it from afar like, holy shit. But we have to live here with these people. And I'm sick of everybody, in the media, the Democrats, and in the, the establishment, acting as if this is normal. Some of the they're not anymore, I suppose. They're calling them out for who they are, but they're also give them far too much credit whenever they don't act completely disgusting. It's like, oh, bipartisan this, bipartisan that. Who cares bipartisan? These people are effing in the middle of a coup. Oh, you got some bipartisan votes from the coup? The ones who are in the middle of a coup. Good. Oh, wonderful. But I get it, Joe Biden's like, I think it's pretty smart how he separated the MAGA Republicans as if there's normal Republicans, but they've always been heading in this direction. Always. But every step they take, every time they get their grubby, greedy, grasping fingers around the neck of power, they squeeze the life out of democracy. And this is where we are. If they didn't hate this country, they would never have put Donald Trump as their nominee. They realize that. I mean, some of them do. How could you? If you love something and you respect it and you want it to last, would you put some unfit goon in charge? I mean, really, think about anything that you love. Think about, you have mothers and fathers that maybe elderly mothers and fathers, and they need care. Would you give them to somebody that is unfit, that is out to rob them, that has no experience in elder care, let's say, that ignores them, that sits there doing nothing but, I don't know, jerking off and drinking their liquor while mama and daddy sit in their own filth? And then you say, oh, yeah, well, let's hire that guy again. Unreal. But that's what I'm saying. They hate this country. I'm sorry. Is it too harsh? It's the truth. Think about it. I wouldn't hire somebody to watch my cats that hated cats and was let's just say they don't say I hate cats, but they're unfit. And you know that they're unfit. They're just unfit. They're not responsible. They're not reliable. They're selfish. They're gluttonous. They're just completely unfit. They rob you blind. They'll eat everything in your refrigerator. They go through your everything. They take your shit. Would you hire them? That's what they're like. I remember, I'm in recovery, right? And I know a story about somebody who, I don't know whatever happened to this person, but I know him through my friend who was trying to help this person or whatever. And he got divorced or whatever. You know what he did? He hired a moving truck, and while his wife was at work, he backed the damn moving truck up to the house and emptied the house out of all the furniture and sold it. You see? Because he was, a drug addict, and he was getting what was coming to him. He needed that money. And then, could you imagine coming home from work and your entire apartment is stripped of everything? Furniture, TVs, refrigerator. That's what he did. So anyway, that's Trump. And then would you say, hey, let's get that guy. Let me hire that guy, or let's get back together. That's what these Republicans are doing to this country. But anyway, let's continue with Lindsey.
Anthony Weiner wound up with classified information.
See, Anthony
on his
Weiner.
computer.
What-About-Ism?
Anthony Weiner. Trump did this. Trump did that. Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever Trump does, Anthony Weiner.
Back. President Trump, we have your back.
No. Okay, sorry. Let me rewind it a little.
Anthony Weiner wound up with classified information on his computer. He didn't know any of that.
Is that a real accent, by the way? Does he really talk like that, or does he put that on? Anthony Weiner. It seems to get thicker. when he needs it to.
When the Democrats
Senator, he
accuse
needs
of
to
something
watch-
they don't know.
He needs to watch this show. He'll learn something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sure,
I agree.
Sean.
And happy birthday, President Trump, because
Look
he's
at this.
watching this show.
Wow. Happy birthday. Let me. Oh no.
You had dinner
Look
with
at all those
Melania
white
and
people.
Ivanka. We got your
You got Ivanka, Melania, and Ivanka there. No, you don't. Yeah. No, you don't. You think Melania gives a shit about Trump's birthday? All she cares is that he's another day closer to death. Jesus Christ! You think they still make love? Those two kids, those crazy kids, so in love.
back. President Trump, we have your back.
Oh my!
This is not
God,
about
this is
you. It's about
unbearable.
us. You could take the dolly.
It's about us. Oh, you know the pain I feel right now? I can't. It's like a softball in my stomach. Like, oh God, these unbearable monsters. We got your back, President. Well, who's got his front, Lindsey? If you got his back. We got whatever part you need attention to. We got it. We won't say anything about you're smaller than average. We're not like Stormy. We don't do things. We don't kiss and tell. Well, we do tell. We tell anybody who listen how much we love you. How much we love everything about you. Except, we really do hate you. But we hate ourselves more because we love being beaten. It's sort of like, how these Republicans, a lot of us, we like to hire sex workers to do things like, crush our balls and beat us and hit us and defecate on us and stuff because we have, we kind of have issues. We hate ourselves. We know how unworthy we are. And we're working it out. We don't go to therapy. We just work it out. We work our manias out on humanity. We project it all outwards. And then we try to get money to fill our empty souls. And we will sell our own mothers, but at least we can say the N-word. We say it with each other. We're keeping it real.
Making the Republican nominee that tried to destroy his life. They hate conservatism.
Right.
This is a bunch of BS.
BS.
President Trump, you're going to prevail. You're going to be the Republican nominee, and you're going to be president again.
Yeah.
Just hang in there.
Yeah. Oh, God.
What do you make?
What a bunch of traitors.
How is it possible the things you were explaining? You don't believe that George Stephanopoulos knew. I give him a little more credit than that. I think he knew damn well about the 33,000 deleted emails. He's heard about bleach.
How many years
He's
ago
heard
were we
about
talking?
hammers destroying
Hammers
Blackberries and iPhones. They know all about it.
Nails and all kinds
yet
of things.
They protect their own. And they're
Right.
willing
They
to
protect
have a
their
complete
own.
double standard.
I
Because
wish.
the media is basically an extension of all things, radical, New Green Deal, Democratic
it's
Socialist
such
Party,
a-
are they not?
Radical new. Look at that audience. They were all on Socialist Security. So, but there you go. We know their real problems are that they don't like sharing anything with brown people. That's it. And they are, it is a hierarchical party and ideology, conservatism. So that's it. That's why they hate trans people, they hate gay people. It's because it's all about hierarchy and everyone in their place. And gay people and trans people blur that hierarchy. They are the embodiment of the diversity of life. That genders aren't set right. In stone. You're not your pee-pee. Some people are trans. That's just the way it is. Uh-oh. I might have a kitten a kitten mutiny going on.
Yeah, okay. John McCain was great until he became the nominee. Then he was a crazy old man. Mitt Romney.
Who said that? Who said that? All I remember is that when Barack Obama was going up against John McCain, nobody would call him a crazy old man. Did they? Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Truth. What is truth? That's from the Bible.
Was a heartless billionaire who put the dog on top of the car. Here's what I want to tell every conservative Republican.
What is he talking about? He's just pulling out Mad Libs, the conservative mania Mad Libs.
Whether you like Trump or not, it is not about Trump.
No, it
if
isn't.
If you're pro-life
really?
and you believe in responsible gun ownership.
What responsible gun ownership? Please, this country is awash with needless gun death because of so many responsible gun owners? Really? Well, it's so ridiculous. I was watching, there's a show I was watching. I'm sure you probably saw it or heard of it. It's called Fear Thy Neighbor. And it's all about neighbor disputes that go horribly wrong. People get killed, you know. And what strikes me the most about it, it's a uniquely American show, of course, because everything ends in gun violence on this. And it's all true stories about things that actually happened. And I often think that I wondered how this show would be recreated in other countries, right? If they could. You know, people have disputes. But the easy availability and access to guns turns it into madness. Madness. You don't need, to stretch your mind to see that the ready availability of a gun is part of the problem, really. That you don't, if you have a dispute with somebody, you don't just reach for a gun. But you do when it's there. That's why this country, people take their lives, suicide. You know, they're in depression, and there's the gun. Maybe if they didn't have guns, they might have not, just made that stupid decision. Jesus. What time is it? All right, we'll be right back. Right back. Become a patron. Damn it.
You want to limit the role of the federal government? You're the enemy of the people. President Trump was one hell of a president on all the things that I care about. They're trying to destroy his life. It's not going to work, and here's what's coming next.
Okay,
watch for an indictment in Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
you could convict any Republican in America of anything in Washington, D.C. He got 5% of the vote. Here's what I worry about, that Mr. Smith will indict President Trump for January the 6th activity in Washington, D.C. If he does that, that means he has no confidence in the Florida case. I hope and pray that Mr. Smith will not do that, because that will tear this country apart. President Trump has been treated unlike anybody I've known in this business.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been around since 1995.
He's been treated like he doesn't have laws applying to him. That's what he's been treated as. I can't take these people.
What they hate about him the most, he's broken through to working people. He's a threat to the left, unlike anybody.
You know what? That whole canard is sickening. The fact is, they're saying, Republicans are now the party of the working class. Some party of the working class that votes against a sick leave for working people, or pay raises, or decent working conditions. And they just had a whole hearing on regulations, the crushing red tape of death by 1,000 regulations or something like that. And there was no specific regulation they were talking about. These are regulations that are it's said, in general, the saying is, regulations are written in blood. They come about because of catastrophes. People die, people get sick, and regulations are the response. We don't want that to happen again. And then Republicans come in a couple of years later and go, oh, this is burdensome. This, I can make another $1 if somebody eats some shit in their, in their food or whatever. Who cares? Burdensome regulation. And then they mock all the regulation. They're like, oh, why are we regulating this? And why are we regulating cheese? That's one of the things that was in their stupid case against regulation. Well, because, some pregnant women, because cheese has bacteria and, that has to be regulated because it will make pregnant women sick. And what do they know, though? They just regulate. It's ridiculous. Sort of like Trump's, he proposed the rule if you enact one regulation, you got to take 2 away because they are babies. They're not fit. They're not capable. And whoever votes for them, you got a problem. You better look in the mirror because you're sick. And it's either you're racist or something else. You're scared. Well, it's usually racism. That's all. That kind of all goes together. Fear, low IQ, and racism. It's kind of the same, same thing. But yeah, he hasn't broken through to working people. He's broken through to working people who are racist. Make no mistake. It's not the working class. Yeah, a lot of dumbasses are working class, and they're racist as F. And thank you, Stephen Lee, for your super chat. Draw and quarter the orange. Wait, I can't say that. Draw and quarter the orange vomit. Yeah, that would be a good thing to do.
It's Ronald Reagan and Mr. President, President Trump.
Mr. President.
Talk about the future, pal.
Serfs.
We got you back.
We got you
Let me
back.
ask you a last question.
Is that really?
Now we're
is
talking
back
about a New York case with Alvin Bragg. Then you're talking about a Miami case. Now they've been mentioning all day a New Jersey case. Now you're talking about a Washington D.C. case. I have every belief that just like in New York, when you have AGs and
the whole
prosecutors
system
run
is
on a
against
campaign
him.
to go after one man, the same thing's going to happen down in Fulton County, Georgia.
If
How do
he
you run
wasn't
for
such a
president with
criminal,
all
maybe
of
nobody
those
would go
legal
after him.
hurdles in front of you? That's not easy.
So Hillary Clinton said something that
Hillary
was very,
Clinton.
I think,
of course.
They have not yet broken.
No.
I can't believe they haven't broken after this.
You see what he did there? They have not yet broken. Hillary Clinton is talking about not breaking them as people, but them breaking away from the orange vomit. But Lindsey Graham knows that. Instead, that doesn't fit into his professional victim narrative and their whole scheme that Democrats are coming for them because he's such a threat. Please, I dream of Trump running again. I know it's a nightmare because we got to deal with him. He'll be on every goddamn news channel, and every time he farts, which is quite often, every time he opens his mouth. But it's he knows he's lying and fabricating what she said. They haven't yet broken. She said they haven't broken away from him. I can't believe it yet. That still this indictment, his treason, his being a traitor, stealing classified documents. Because the fact is, and they all know it, that if Donald Trump had done what the National Archives asked him to do, right out of the gate, just say, give us the damn things back. And we wouldn't be here if he had cooperated like Joe Biden did, like Mike Pence did. We wouldn't be here. He took those documents because he wanted to sell them. He wanted to use them in his little petty grubbing, grasping dealings all over the world because he needs money. That's what he lives for. He's a piece of dirt. He's a filthy, disgusting black hole. It will never be enough for him because he is a nothing. He's a soulless, disgusting parasite that just sucks in everything that it can. It's like the Blob. So he would sell his own mother, probably did. He probably hates his mother and hates his father too, but fears him. And is always trying to, because he has no ability to feel love because he is a sociopath, he doesn't care who he destroys. And if he has to destroy the United States, so be it. He hates the United States. He hates democracy. Look at who he worships. Look at all his pals. It's Kim Jong-un, Erdogan. Oh, everybody. Oh, they're such tough cookies. Filth. This guy is a piece of dirt. He's a curse on this world. And there they go. And they know that. That's the thing. Lindsey Graham knows that. He knows that Trump is a filthy, disgusting curse. But there you go. What's that say about Lindsey?
The goal is to find something that will break us from Trump. And the reason they're not going to break us is we see through this. That if Donald Trump took a hammer to a BlackBerry, it'd be front page news. The double standard is real, and they're literally trying to find something.
Do we have to see? This is the other thing about Republicans, that we have to constantly waste our breath saying the same things again and again, saying we've already no. They already investigate. It's like, how many times do we have to respond to the same old chart? It doesn't matter. They will never, ever stop. They're like a rabid dog on a chicken wing. They get some fucking stupid talking point. It doesn't matter. They just keep repeating it. No matter how many times they are informed of the truth. Because she was investigated. All of that was investigated. That's what that whole goddamn Comey thing was about. When he came out 10 days before the election saying that we reopened this case and it's not worth it and blah, blah, blah. We investigated it and there's nothing criminal. It was irresponsible, whatever he said, but it wasn't criminal. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Well, anyway, guys, I can't believe that's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. We have more show at youtube.com/cfachannel/Tarabuster. Come on over. Become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. That helps keep the show going and growing. We will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. Check out APS Radio News while you're at it. All right. I can't believe it. All right. I can't take it anymore.
To break the Republican Party.
All right, bye. I can't. There's so many other things. These shows go by so fast. I don't know about you. But do they go by fast for you? It does for me. Okay, so I just wanted to... I guess we'll spend the next half hour of the show talking about this bitch. Not this bitch. Tina Forte is challenging. I mean, there's other things we could talk about. I kind of just brushed over it. like the Republicans praising the January 6th traitors, but it's all together. I figured let's talk about this because it says everything. This Tina Forte. Remember Tina Forte? Does anybody remember Laughter? By the way. Let me see. Where the fuck is it? So we talked about it before because she challenged AOC in the election, whenever that election was last year. And she's doing it again. I live in AOC's district, so I haven't seen this bitch ever. Well, not AOC. I'm talking about Tina Forte. She is like a rake on a chalkboard. Her voice, I should say. The way, that's what it... She has this really... I don't know if it's kind of like George Santos, but that's to be expected. She and George Santos are kind of kindred spirits, apparently. And she was also at January 6th. Tina Forte. So, if you remember, or maybe you don't, I'll have to play this video again because it's kind of annoying. And if I have to be annoyed, we're gonna go there together. Remember when Roger Stone interviewed Tina Forte?
Very high energy, because Roger, you know me, I'm going to take it right to AOC. Taking it right to her. I called her out to debate me already.
Debate me?
Debate me. I said, come on, AOC. AOC, the C stands for chicken. Let's go. I'm the real Bronx girl. I'm going to have it out with her. I want to be face to face with her, and I want to talk to her about what she's not doing and what she is doing, which is pushing her radical left agenda since the minute she used District 14.
I live in District 14, so F off back to the Bronx, wherever the hell you came from. So this is from a blog called City and State New York. So yeah, Tina Forte, Jeff Colton writes, Tina Forte, the Representative George Santos associate who raised $1.5 million en route to getting just 27% of the vote against AOC last year, announced that she is planning to take on AOC again. Well, why not? Since, George Santos made it. Just make shit up. After many discussions with my family, friends, and constituents throughout the Bronx and Queens, I've decided to challenge AOC, the C stands for chicken, for Congress in 2024. Read a fundraising email from her campaign. Forte's last campaign paid Santos's short-lived political consulting firm, Red Strategies USA, a total of $110,320 over the course of 6 months. And Santos was reportedly jealous of how much AOC's 2020 challenger, John Cummings, was bringing in and worked with Forte to tap into that cash. See, it's all about the cash. So, let's see. Santos, a notorious liar. I'm wondering what's going on with him, by the way. Why isn't he in jail? And I know he's out on bail. You see what the Republican Party is now? You got crooks flying amok. You got their apologists running everywhere. All these unfit clowns holding hearings, acting like asses. Every time you watch a hearing with one of these clowns, it's a joke. But the joke's on America. That's the problem. They're always attacking people. Everything. They have nothing. And the other day, for example, Lauren Boebert, that was in you might have seen, there were some articles about it in one of the committees, attacking the witness, someone who worked for some agency in the government. And yeah, they're they don't want to have a hearing or even interview or ask questions to the people who are speaking in front of Congress in these hearings. They just want to make little clips for their blogs and their social media and their Twitter, so they could look like they're really taking it to the libs. And she said to the woman something about, American houses. Well, not everyone has a $1.2 million home like you do. But anyway, in the middle of her question, it wasn't even a question. It was just an assault on this person. And what does that have to do with anything? And I just want to know, what is Lauren Boebert's home worth? I guess she lives in a goddamn shack in the woods, like the Unabomber. She's such a sincere servant of the people. Her husband or ex-husband got a job working on, it's a no-show job. He could sit home and drink all day and attack his neighbors' mailboxes because he got this no-show job on a board of an oil company where he gets paid $500,000 a year. So, these people they have no integrity, and all they do is attack people. They are unfit. And in the hearing, Jamie Raskin apologized to the witness and reminded the other Congress people that personal attacks are not arguments. That's not a point of view. Oh God, it's almost beyond belief. Anyway, so Tina Forte, she was on Fox News, of course. Here we go. Where is it? Stupid eCam. My eCam is gone again. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to make us not be stupid. They're trying to make us not be ignorant. They're trying to make us live with black people that are Democrats. It's crime. It's crime. Crime is out of control. Look, this is what is getting me, this bitch. It's crime. What's going on in your community? Mike, where I live, by the way, it's crime. Crime is out of control. And this goes to the point of what I was saying before. This is their talking point now. It doesn't matter the reality. Trust me, I don't live in a crime-riddled town. Okay? It's a pretty decent family neighborhood. They got lots. It's a very diverse neighborhood. And, it's not crime riddle. Somebody robbed my car about 25 years ago. I had parked down by the highway, and when I went to get my car, the window was broken on the side, but then there was nothing in it, and the glove box was open. So it was probably some crackhead, sick and suffering crackhead. But, it's not like crime is rampant. There's crime. But crime exists. Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't. It exists everywhere. If people are fucked up, if people are going through shit, sometimes people are crackheads, and we have no treatment here because there's no universal health care. So maybe you don't have money to go to rehab because you need your money or your life. She was the very person who wrote the letter about taking the cops off the subways, and now look at our subways. See, and look at the clip that they're showing. And, of course, they have AOC has to go. So we played this clip on the show, and it's completely out of context. This is a town hall that happened months ago. and you see what it says on the identifier there, it's bullshit. Wednesday, Queens, New York. That's not Wednesday. This was a town hall that happened over a month ago because we played it on the show. And there were like in every town hall, because she's a magnet and a target for these fascists. And I got to go to one of these town halls. I got to find out when the next one is and show up, because these assholes come from all over. They're not coming from the 14th district. And there's a handful of them, and they scream and yell because they don't know how to behave. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these freaks. Everywhere you go, they don't know how to behave. They are babies who just need to be put in time out for about 30 years. That's what has to happen. The Republican Party needs to be a permanent minority party. And because they can't handle living in a modern society. They need to be put in time out. And maybe they could think about it. Catch up, dude. Then model good behavior then. Then maybe we can get universal health care, and then they can get the help they need. But they go to town halls simply to film it and scream. They have no questions. They're like, AOC has to go. AOC has to go. And I got to go to one of these town halls, because if I'm there, not that I'm going to stop them from screaming, I'm just going to, I'll tell them, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you not knowing how to behave. Just sit down and shut the F up. So they play this clip because AOC was just like, all right, get it out of your system. And because they were like banging drums, boom, 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 boom. It's a town hall. They don't give a shit that they're disrupting the town hall and then nobody gets to speak. They don't seem to care. Because it's their world. They having a tantrum. Babies having a tantrum. And, you know, the adults came to speak to their elected representative about issues in the community. But here come the babies. Boom, 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 boom. I pooped my diaper. Look at me, poop. Change my diaper. That's what they're saying. And everybody has to stop. Nobody can talk. Nobody can ask a question. No one can hear a response. Because Republicans, being an overgrown toddler that is a moron, I mean, yes, that's what they are, that's their birthright. That's their American birthright. That's how much they hate this country, you see. If they wanted to have any affect any change for real, they would just simply sit down like an adult and wait their turn to ask a question. But they don't have questions. They are they just have feelings. They just have, I'm mad. I didn't vote for you. They said you're a socialist. And even though they're all on one form of public assistance or another, it don't matter. And AOC is fighting so Republicans don't pull and cut their lifelines. But that's okay, right? They're ignorant. They won't, because they don't like that brown people or gay people. And that's one of the things in this town hall. That's one of the things they were screaming about. Transgenders. Which is, they've been told to scream about that now. Everything is, they're so easily programmed. And that goes to show you they don't have an ideology. Their ideology is hate and ignorance and their stinking tribalism. And it's just whatever they're told. They're like empty vessels. Because I'll tell you this. You look at my videos or go back in time, we will be talking about the same things. I'll be talking about universal health care. I'll be talking about universal higher education, living wages. Right? It's true. I'm not going to, it's not like all of a sudden I'm going to talk about what? I'm talking about things that actually matter. What we're trying to do with, in spite of the conservative albatross hanging around our national necks, in spite of these babies. I'm just sick of having to deal with their filthy tantrums. Sit down and shut your baby mouth, babies. And she should have just kicked them out, but she, I guess, let them stay. And now this is becoming a thing because on Fox News, they're going and they're filming AOC's town halls and they're playing them because every town hall has all these Trumpanzees there disrupting it. And it makes good TV for the fascist news network that had to pay nearly $1 billion for lying. So it's all manufactured right there, right here. You know, another lie. It's not a big lie. But if this is not a news network, there are standards and practices. You can't show a clip of a rally or a town hall or something and misidentify it and say, "Oh, this happened yesterday." It doesn't matter. They just pick any town hall and slap a name on. "Oh, this happened this week." No, it didn't. Right there. You think there'll be a correction? They don't care, because clearly they don't care. AOC has to go. And everybody's just sitting there like, we got to put up with this shit. And so the reason they're playing is because at one point AOC just was like, yeah, keep banging those drums. And she started dancing along with it. What are you going to do? But that without context makes her look like, I'm not doing my job or something. She's flippant somehow, or, she's not fit. And that's why they're using that clip on here. Because another clip of a town hall that did happen Wednesday wouldn't fit the narrative. It doesn't work as well as a visual to manipulate the fucking morons.
Control. She was the very person who wrote the letter about taking the cops off the subways, and now look at our subways. Woke isn't fixing crime.
See, there you go, right? In the other clip that we played about Tina Forte from last year, AOC stands for chicken. Any word about woke? No. Woke? You see, woke is a new thing. It's not like universal health care, higher education, living wages. Woke is their new thing that means nothing. Like the other things that they talk about for years that mean nothing. It's just their latest nothing. Their latest distraction. Their latest little cudgel to beat up the American people with and to try to stop those who are actually making a difference, moving this country forward, in spite of these goddamn albatrosses.
Isn't fixing our children. Look at the schools, Laura. Look at the schools, the weird creepiness that they're teaching our children.
Yes, the weird creepiness. And what is she referring to? LGBT, anything, the existence of trans and gay human beings. The weird creepiness. Now that's your thing now, because that's what they've been told. Just keep pounding it. Keep repeating. They have nothing. You see, they're all. It's all performative. They're all Johnny Bravo. They're all, they all just trying to find their niche. Trying to get their piece of the grift.
Schools. Woke does not solve anything. Woke is useless, just like AOC. And I'm here.
Is she even saying anything? Woke is useless. Woke. Look at the creepiness. Look at the what creepy? What's more creepy than a bunch of grifters and their sycophants and their racist little sycophants that don't know how to behave? That you can't bring them anywhere. They have to have tantrums. Wherever they go, they have tantrums. That's for sure. Really. They hate, like, my aunt was in a store during the pandemic. And it was at the end of the pandemic. And my aunt is in her 70s and has pre-existing conditions. And you know where I'm going with the story. And she said something to the cashier. And, you know, she's wearing a mask, my aunt. And some fucking Trumpanzee from 2 registers over yells out, "No one can hear you with that mask on." All right? And I was like, God help me if I was there. You know? I mean, you know, my aunt just ignored him, but she kind of burned her up. But this is who they are. They're unbearable. They don't know how to behave, and they treat people like shit. It's like, oh, we're so divided. Well, teach Republicans how to act then. Teach these conservatives to stop being little whiny little baby bitches and learn how to live in a country, a nation of immigrants, a diverse nation that's supposed to promote the general welfare over the welfare of one orange turd. Teach them. You know, the way these people behave, you wouldn't allow a child to behave like that. You would put them in timeout. That's why the entire Republican Party needs to be smashed legally and peacefully into history's trash pile, put them in timeout for the next 30 years. They don't deserve to be a political party. They're a clown show. They're a clown car of grifters, of goons, of freaks, of liars. Everything about it's just a lie, one lie after another. They're twisted. They're greed-centered. They hate this country. I mean, look at Fox News. They can't even they can't even play the correct videos because it is a constructed reality they're creating. And what they're saying is that the whole country, every city is a cesspool. It's crime is everywhere. Crime-riddled hellhole with trans people all harming children. Look at the weird things they're teaching our kids. Weird things like respect, diversity, compassion, right? Love, you're okay. We got you. Look at the weird things. When we should be beating the shit out of them, right? Well, like Jesus said. You know, Jesus who Ron DeSantis wishes he could hang out with. Jesus Christ. And they're all Nazis. Okay.
Say the people have had enough. I'm the feisty broad from the Bronx, and I'm going to be the one to take her out on November 8th because the people have had enough, and I stand for the people.
What
AOC
people?
does not own this seat. The establishment does not own this seat. The special interest does not own this seat.
Is she even
the
saying
people
anything?
own this seat, and I'm going to be a voice for the people. I'm fighting for the people.
What? How you fighting for the people? By being someone who is unbearable to the people? You're fighting for very unbearable people, that's for sure. Well, good. You'll get beaten by more than... I mean, I'm shocked that she got over 20% of the vote anyway. AOC, C stands for chicken. But anyway, you see, they are unbearable. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of having to, well, I don't pretend otherwise, but I'm sick of some Democrats pretending otherwise, pretending that they are bearable, that they're eager and willing partners, and, oh, see, we can work together. Well, in our last 10 minutes, I'm sure you will be shocked to find out this. I was shocked. I was surprised and appalled. But most of all, saddened and disappointed, because I couldn't imagine that Donald Trump Jr. is a racist. What? Yes, Trump. Can you believe this? So, I'm only kidding. Of course, we know he's a racist. They all are. This is how they talk. I can't believe. Well, no, it's not true. I do believe it. But it's... it just goes to show you how ignorant this person are. You know, racism and low IQ go hand in hand. That's science. I'm sorry. It's not me talking. So, but emails, here's from Forbes, Jonathan Panciato, I don't know. Emails allegedly including a rash of racist comments and exchanged between... Wait. Emails allegedly including a rash of racist comments and exchange between Donald Trump Jr. and longtime confidant Gentry Beach could come to light as part of a years-long battle involving the Trump scion's friend and his former hedge fund employer. Let's see. Where are the emails? According to filings, Beach has sought to redact Trump's name from the emails, but neither the potential for embarrassment nor the general desire for privacy constitute good cause to seal court records. In one court transcript, Trump Jr. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Is revealed to have sent an email complaining about a friend encouraging Mexicans to come to the U.S. and giving them another excuse not to learn English. Isn't he funny? To which Beach replies, I'm going to park my son at the border with his shit pile of ammo. I hate these people. Well, you know, Mexicans are rapists. But, oh, yes, please, corporate media, keep promoting Trump and Trumpanzees and Trumpanzeeism as just another alternative when you do your polls, and just another rational choice somebody might make at the ballot box. In another email, Beach allegedly wrote, tomorrow night we are having Jews. What does that mean? Having Jews? Having them where? Having them for dinner? Or having... I don't understand that. According to the Wall Street Journal, New York Judge Andrea Masley on Thursday said Beach's embarrassment over the emails, which his lawyers have acknowledged as highly inappropriate. He said they are highly inappropriate, shameful, and inexcusable. Sure they are. Sure. Well, why are they talking like that? These are grown-ass men that are supposed to be educated. That's the son of the so-called president of the United States. But let's hear more about Hunter Biden. At least what Hunter Biden was just destroying himself. I don't think you saw any racist emails in all of his crack addiction, in his active addiction. That just betrays an ignorant mind. A small, ignorant mind. Who thinks like this? And it's worse because, you know, just like his daddy, who will never love him, no matter how disgusting he is, and that's where it all comes from. Probably. Well, it's that pain of knowing his father hates him and will never love him, and so he has to destroy himself and do more coke and also be an ugly cuss. But he had everything handed to him. He went to good schools. So to be this ignorant, that takes work. That says this is who he is. That's what's worse, you know? It's like Trump. It's like the puss himself, who had everything handed to him and is still an ignorant the words. I can't even think of the words. Horrible, ugly troll who doesn't know where to put the apostrophe in YOU''RE. How do you come out of college and not know that? Right? Wharton. I went to Wharton. I have a very big brain. Well, Donald Trump Jr.'s very big brain is filled with a lot of stupid, racist tropes. And are we surprised, really? Anybody surprised? Wait a minute. It's unreal. Let's see. One of the emails. Here's another one. In a different exchange of messages that were revealed in court transcripts, Mr. Trump Jr. reportedly responded to a note about Mr. Beach's move to a part of Manhattan by describing the area as Harlem and remarking that he could hear the theme song of the Jeffersons playing in the background. Ha 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 ha. Who thinks like that? What a filth. What a filthy little weasel. Mr. Beach reportedly wrote messages that contained references to hunting Jews and shooting Mexicans. Mr. Trump Jr. also lambasted another recipient in the group email thread for encouraging Mexicans, I read that already, for coming to the U.S. and giving them another excuse not to learn English. When I have to speak to my grandchildren in Spanish, at least I'll know who to thank. Ha 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 ha. What morons. What ignorance. And that's why, they're not fit. Republicans are unfit to lead a goddamn wet t-shirt contest at the Jersey Shore, much less a modern nation. Yes, they are. It's worse. It's not like these people are living in an isolated hovel somewhere in Tennessee where they have no connection, where they have no interaction with others of darker pigment or different cultures. He's talking about somebody who lives in New York effing City. And he's talking about Jews and black people, and all with disdain. You gotta work to be that ignorant if you're Donald Trump Jr. But he is. That's who they are. They're just, the entire family is a scourge on humanity. They haven't done a single thing for humanity. It's true. None of them. Even their hobbies of murdering animals are vile. They're just vile people who like to take and take and take and destroy beauty. Destroy everything they touch. Everything decent. They turn to shit. Anyway, all right. Well, that's the end of our show for, I was almost said Saturday. Thank you for hanging out, guys. I don't know what I'd do without you. If you can, please become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Check out APS Radio News. And and keep coming back. Your work, it works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it, and live it. We will win. We are on the right side of history. That's right. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin, and I will see you soon. That's right. AOC stands for chicken. You want to see a kitten? AOC stands for kitten. I'll show you a kitten. What do you think? What can I play while I get a kitten out here? I don't know. They're kind of free range kittens now, so usually when I open the door, they run. I'll have to get I might have to get Boudica because you already met Boudica, but she's the one that doesn't run. She's the best. She is the best. Let me see. How about I play this Lincoln Project ad while I go get little Booty?
Donald Trump indicted again, this time for violating the Espionage Act, one of the worst crimes imaginable. But he joins a select list of Americans also indicted for this crime. Robert Hansen, Aldrich Ames, Anna Montez, John Walker, Ronald William Pelton, all indicted for violating the Espionage Act with the prison terms that traitors and spies against America deserve. And what will Trump get? The men and women running against him for president will defend him, praise him, make excuses. They'll lie about the prosecution and make up stories about the deep state to rile up the MAGA base. There's no excuse for espionage. No defense for stealing America's secrets or sharing them with anyone, ever. Trump did this to himself. He took the documents, he shared them, and conspired to cover it up. Patriots know people who commit this crime belong in prison, not the White House.
All right. That took longer than I expected. Booty. Because I tried to get little Augie, but he didn't want to be gotten. My hair. And here's Booty. Boudica. Ain't she precious? How you doing, Booty? All right. She was sleeping. All right, Booty. Listen. Booty. No, Booty, no. No. No, Booty. I got you. All right, guys. Poor baby. She's purring. She's a little bit confused at the moment. All right, Booty, calm down, Booty. You're okay. This is Boudica. She's 1.7 pounds. She's an adoptable little mama. You're a good Booty. I would keep her. I love her. I do. I'm going to cry when Booty goes. All right, guys. Let's see. Can you hear Buddha? She's purring, but... All right, put you back. Booty. Come here, Booty. All right, guys. Remember, we will have a show during the week. And, yeah, I'm going to just say... I got a Booty. Booty's getting a little rambunctious. She's not liking the show tonight. So we're going to have to wrap it up. Right, Booty? And I will see you. She don't like it. I'm sorry, Booty. Oh, Tara Jr.'s not happy. I'm having there's a mutiny over here. He's not happy. All right, my friends. Time to go. I will see. Oh, shit. No, booty. You can't do that. I will see you. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I'll see you very soon. Booty.